Welcome everybody to 12 quick random comic book story reviews, where I blindly pick a bunch of comic books off one of my shelves. I'll say a few sentences about them with very little spoilers, and then I'll give them a grade. So let's get started with this episode. Alright, episode 7 is going to be a special one because I'm going to grade all 7 Sin City stories here at once, and then I'm going to have one surprise story at the end to grade. Alright, so getting started, The Hard Goodbye, Volume 1. Now, there's not much to say about this story other than it's nearly flawless. Perfect beginning, perfect ending, and a middle that holds everything together seamlessly. Marv stands out as one of the greatest comic book characters ever created, though his impact gets somewhat diluted in later Sin City volumes, but the plot here is straightforward, but it's incredibly effective and immersive. I was hesitant to read Sin City back in the day because the black and the white art didn't seem appealing to me. I was dead wrong. I found myself looking at the art longer compared to other comic books and really appreciating it. Plus, I'm a huge noir fan. I don't know what I was thinking holding out, but from Marv's pills to his patrol officer to the confession scene in church to Farm Boy, this is perfect. No need to say more. A. Okay, let's head to Volume 2, A Dame to Kill For. Now you're going to start reading this and you're going to think, yeah, it's good, but then a moment will hit, and suddenly you're completely immersed in this volume, in Sin City, forgetting you're even in the real world. That moment for me was when Mort, the Sin City cop, is introduced, and everything that follows pulls you deeper. Like Volume 1, everything here is fantastic, and the central theme, which is the danger of beautiful, manipulative women and how sex can make men irrational, is handled brilliantly. My only gripe is how Marv is portrayed. He appears in this story too, but Miller makes him an idiot and gives him weak lines and undercuts his presence. But overall, it's a dark, razor-sharp, addictive ride full of betrayal, obsession, and unforgettable characters like Manu, who is stellar, and Ava, who is unbelievably calculating, shameless, and evil. A-. Okay, let's go to The Big Fat Kill. Now, Volume 3 is a bit of a step down, though not by much. The plot is straightforward and it follows a linear path. And while the conflict is solid, it feels a little hollow and underwhelming compared to the richness of Volume 1 and 2. That said, Dwight really shines here. He's awesome and really grows into a character I love, alongside other standout characters like Gale, Jackie Boy, and Miho. The twist is great, and there's unforgettable moments, especially the extremely engrossing opening scene at Shelley's apartment and Dwight's gritty car ride to the pits. But I needed one more great moment to make it an A. B. Okay, let's go to Volume 4, The Yellow Bastard. This volume is brutally tragic and emotionally crushing. The ordeal Hartigan endures is nothing short of harrowing. It's an uncomfortable read at times, but that discomfort feels earned and meaningful. It gives the story real weight. Rourke Jr., after going those grotesque medical procedures, becomes visually disturbing. His sickly yellow appearance is striking and symbolic, making him a character the reader is meant to truly despise. Miller crafted both him and Hartigan perfectly. This is a gripping and tremendous story, and this volume rivals Volume 1 in quality, but both will hit different emotionally. A. Okay, let's head to Family Values. Now, Volume 5 is Sin City's first steep decline in quality. It starts out strong, with an amusing first scene between Dwight and an aged woman named Peggy. And in this scene, Miller takes his time with the dialogue, and it's pretty intriguing. However, the thin plot plummets quickly throughout, and the star of the book, Miho, becomes dull, predictable, and repetitive. Nothing memorable occurs. Dwight isn't that cool here, and even the art declines in quality. I'm guessing Miller spent the least amount of time on this volume, D+. Okay, let's head to Booze, Broads, and Bullets. Now, Volume 6 is a collection of brief but engaging short stories with a few standout entries, like The Customer's Always Right, Just Another Saturday Night, Silent Night, and the Blue Eye stories, and my personal favorite, Daddy's Little Girl. I really wish that one had been expanded into a full Sin City volume. The premise was just so gross and twisted, it felt like there was a lot more to explore there. This collection felt pretty good to me because it truly felt like a return to Sin City, unlike the previous volume. C. Okay, let's head to Hell and Back Volume 7. This one feels like something entirely different. While familiar elements like the Colonel, Blue Eyes, and the farm are present, it doesn't really feel like a Sin City story. You can tell Miller put effort into this volume, and I did enjoy several characters, especially the new addition, Wallace and Lebowski, who is so awesome in this story. Miller has such a good voice for that character, but looking back, it felt underwhelming. Some parts of the story dragged for me, while others were fun, especially the scene where Wallace kills the sniper, but overall, I just was not feeling it. C-. Okay, we are finished with the 7 Sin City books. I promised I would do a surprise 8th book, and it's going to be Frank Miller's All-Star Batman and Robin, which is an elsewhere story, meaning it exists outside the main DC continuity. It's actually refreshing to see a different take on Batman, and if Batman were a real person, his personality might closely resemble this intense and violent version portrayed in this book. Frank Miller, I think, is paying tribute to the early pre-Robin Batman days, back when he was more reckless, less concerned with preserving life, and much wilder in his methods. Robin's introduction historically softened Batman's edge, giving him a more human side, and this story explores that dynamic shift in a bold way. I also appreciated the darker, grittier portrayal of Gotham City, especially since it was balanced with some surprisingly tender moments between Batman and Robin. Not every interpretation of Batman needs to be the same. I found this version fascinating and deeply engaging, and while the plot doesn't progress much over the 9-10 issues, I was thoroughly entertained. I was especially drawn to the unfolding stories of Jim Gordon, the Joker, Justice League, and Catwoman. However, as you know, the story was never finished, but bottom line, I found this narrative more compelling than about 90% of Batman stories I've read. So many Batman stories are just throwaways. This wasn't. It had me thinking about it for days after, and I still always think about it. A-. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode. But I'll be back real soon with another 12 quick, random comic book story review.